Mic check, mic check.
Oh, she's giving out candles. What's happening? What's that?
What's going on, everybody? And shout outs to Yaz. We are sponsored by Blunt Discussion.
Blunt Discussion.
Puff, puff, pass. The artist you just heard, which was Back to Life by Rye. And here we go, kicking off the next part of this segment.
Cold world. Southside. Hey, we are back at OnPoint Experience, man. It's just a lovely Saturday. Aren't you happy the sun is out, y'all?
It smells so good in here.
Ooh, man, doesn't it?
Yes.
You hear the fragrance? You smell
It's
that
my
fragrance?
endorphins. It's endorphin. I'm just
Got my nose hairs tingling up in here.
Don't be jealous.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are absolutely back, and you know what I love about this show is that we just bring in, you know, just some awesome people with some awesome skills, and you know, it's just amazing how people just take the different things and you just never know what their passion is, what they become good at, you know. It just runs from my brother over here with his painting, and now we are blessed with Miss Nya Kam. She is with us from here with her company, Love Notes Candles. So, you know, this young lady has been featured in Essence, and, you know, we've all been around candles, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, this young lady is bringing some different things to the table. She's putting her own footprint on the industry, right? So, you know, the candle shop and all these things that we have in our house. But, you know, we want to support our people. We want to support our own businesses when it comes down to black business. And this young lady, I was extremely impressed when I met her, you know, at an event that we went to. And she was right up front. She says, I'm a business owner. She actually was in the gift bag, I believe, for the event that we had with my man PK Kersey. Shout out to PK. So, you know, I just want to shout out this young lady because I think she's doing some phenomenal things. So, ladies and gentlemen, can we give a round of applause to OnPoint Experience for Miss Nya Kam? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's up.
Kam is in the house.
Hello, hello, hello.
Candles. Put me in a good energy
I'm
here.
smelling this right here, boy.
Oh,
I tell
it's
you.
amazing smelling. Oh my goodness.
I need that, man. I need this.
Pass one of them candles over this way.
You want some pass over this way?
Yes.
This
So Miss Nya,
Yes.
Yes.
help us
Hello.
understand. Tell us about your background and of all the things that you could have done in life. I'm always intrigued. Why candles?
And why you didn't bring us none?
Well,
These are all for the ladies. These are scented soy premium candles. I will say, to answer your question, Jeff, and
Yes.
for one, just thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited. The
That's
sun
what's up.
is out.
That's what's up.
Okay.
Get it
Hello, spring, everybody.
You
Hello,
my man,
spring.
Salim. Y'all bringing the sun.
Bringing you spring scents too. So the question was, what inspired the brand? And sometimes surprise happens. I come from a fashion background. I work in the garment district, and in 2013 I was just at an awesome place, and you just never know, you know, with life how things can just evolve and what inspired. So a little bit of background story, a little bit of personal story.
Please.
Love Notes was inspired from a good supportive relationship that I was in, and it was really love, ladies and gentlemen. So that's awesome. So hold on. There's good, there's bad, and there's things we won't really talk about.
Girl, he messed up, girl.
But a brand was born, and coming home sometimes from your workday, 9 to 5, 10 to 6. For me, it was creating the environment to decompress. Some people do yoga, some people exercise, some people cook. For me, it's listening to music, relaxing music, and burning my candles. Eventually, I got tired of investing into other retailers and other brands. And again, when you're in a good space, something you just want to do to just create. And it just blossomed out of nowhere, and I'm not the most creative person, so I thought, but I do know that I've always been someone who enjoyed scents, be it if it's flowers, if it's seasonings, if it's perfume. And I did my research, I did my development. Again, coming from a fashion background, I did have some resources who were connected to graphic design. And, when you are developing your own art form, just listening to the gentleman earlier, there is a study behind it a little bit. But to do your own, you want it to speak and it to represent you. So Love Notes, I wanted to create something that was eco-friendly. I wanted to do something that was pleasurable and custom and unique.
So I want to ask you about, because every scent is to bring out certain energy. So if you
Absolutely.
could describe what each of these scents are tailored for in your mind, like when you
I
created
need to
it.
know that, definitely.
So like, what's this one? This one's
So this is Love Note number 5. It happens to be a really, really great seller. This is actually the one that was featured in Essence this
delicious.
March. So Love Note number
congratulations.
5. Thank you. To your point where it brings out certain energies, modes. It's a citrusy scent, and just doing some research. And when it comes to scents and in the candle business, there's layers. So there's musk scents, there's florals, there's citrus, and I wanted to create a blend that was just so. In that, it is Love Note number 5. It is grapefruit, peach, and mangosteen. So it's a complex, it's a combination of all three. And with citrus scents, to answer your question, it's more of an energizing and an awakening feel. So there you go.
woke up my Caribbean flavor. I'm like
that.
DR. And the other two?
So the other two is, this one is, holding right here, is Love Note number 8. Love Note number 8. And people ask, well, why did you number them?
I was just gonna say that.
love
too.
that.
So
Is there
why
reason
did
for
you
that?
do that? Why did you? So to answer the question is, I wanted to create the mystery in a sense and let the consumer appreciate the scent. Sometimes when you read, if it has lavender and if you don't lavender, you'll stay away from it.
Right.
So
Oh.
it's the surprise. And also I number them too because, again, going a little bit back to the history, I was a collector of Love Notes, be it from cards, from parents, graduation cards. So it's a little bit of a collectibles item, and I wanted to create a collectibles items with my line. So Love Note number 8 is a combination of, again, citrus, which is an orange spice cinnamon, along with a white tea and ginger fragrance.
So I see on the label here, a scented soy candle,
Yes.
right? So help me out with the soy part. I don't know if I've ever seen that or bought that in a candle. Maybe all candles have it. I'm not sure, but help me with that.
That's a good question. So
Sure.
soy candles, it is now the new standard of wax candles. Soy candles, it is a vegan-based wax. It's an all-natural wax, which is what I wanted to use. And it burns longer. So when we're going towards the mass marketing candles like your Glades or your Yankee candles, they're not necessarily using a premium quality eco-friendly wax. So with soy, you do get that. It burns longer. That's the first thing to know. And it's a better grade of wax to use.
I gotta ask you, Nya, how many Love Notes are there? Oh wow, it's like 36.
At the moment, there's 7.
Okay.
There's 7.
How is that number 12?
I skipped a couple.
Oh, interesting.
There were maybe 2 or 3 that doing a little bit of research that I decided to discontinue.
Okay.
The consumer in the market did not
Agree with your Love Note.
Yeah, so I said, okay, if it's not what they like, then maybe I need to go back into the lab and
We do it. I wanted to ask you to come in when what is it, Bed Bath and Beyond?
Yes.
Whatever. They give you the opportunity to make your own candle.
Oh,
They used to anyway, and I just couldn't do that. The smells was getting me a headache, and I just couldn't. You know what I mean? So how do you like? Did you do it by yourself, or did you have a collective of people that were actually testing it for you or with you? The smells, the different smells.
so I do custom blend, and that's my art form. So I am solely hand pouring and solely custom blending the fragrances. I am also acting as the chemist behind it, based off of inspiration and what's trending in the market as it pertains to scents. But I try to tailor it to my own, and then find out my own liking, but also finding what the market. If I'm getting a great reaction to Love Note number 5, which is a citrus blend, create something that is citrusy, but it's not giving you dumb orange or lemon.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So to make this happen, did you have to burn the candles on both sides to make it happen?
Well, you can't do that. But no. I think I want to understand your question again.
No,
As far as being
24/7 work.
as for being a businesswoman, was it difficult to have to handle the marketing, the conception, the chem breakdown, the research? I mean, you got to learn about wicks,
Absolutely.
burning points.
Yeah, and so I wanted to address that. When I started, just went a whole quick flash and was like, you know what? I think I'm going to make candles today because I'm just in a great loving place. Yeah, well, you need a math background because there is a formula involved. Yes, to your point with wick, there is some sort of math that you have to understand based off of the container size. You just don't utilize any wick size. So there is research to that. So when I started in 2013, I definitely didn't start selling in 2013. There was definitely a lot of trial and error and experiment and going out on the street. Hey, sir, can I have 2 minutes of your time? Some people would just pass me by and say, no, ma'am, we don't have time for you. Okay, sorry. All right. And go to the next. So that took patience. That took a little bit of ego, in my opinion. That killed the ego, that killed the drive, if I can be transparent. But then you do have some people who have an appreciation, women and men, for I'll say products that are made by hand.
Right.
And candles happens to be a very saturated industry at the moment. With the phase of internet, you can figure out, but do you have the time and can you invest? For me, and will you invest?
Well,
Go ahead.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah, sure.
One is, do you have focus groups? Because I want to join in that. I want to be smelling and testing.
I know that's right.
Thank you. I'll definitely keep you down. I love it.
I definitely want to be part of this focus group,
Okay.
like, for sure, because I love scents. But I also are you reaching out to industries that would love? I know a bunch of doulas that use aromatherapy as part of their practice in the birthing practice, like when they have consultations, when they're preparing the women before they go with birth, like they really depend on candles for that experience. So are you working in cross industries that can use these services?
That's also another good question. Haven't thought of that. That's a very good one to consider. The market that I am, aside from trying to get the Love Notes scented soy candle brand into small boutiques, would be to go after wedding, baby showers, those type of events. But
masseuses,
spas. I think maybe I might. Do you want to?
You know what?
Can I write your name down
Yes,
as a plug?
Yes, absolutely.
So, question for you. So, for the candle market, right? Would you
Yes.
say it's the demographic more women buy candles than men?
Yes.
Right. And
That's true for every market. 80% of all consumers are women, no matter
Yes.
what it is. Even for men's clothes,
cars
it's still women.
too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cars.
Exactly.
And it's like always. It's always women.
I know it's for drugs. So, but
Scratch that. We're gonna edit that later on.
pharmaceutical stuff. But so
We're gonna have a blunt discussion about this
we're
later.
going to indeed. I'm with you. So how do you, or is there a way to pull more men into it, or is it to increase women? Right. I mean, we all love scents. I think as we get a little bit older, not burning maybe the oils that we find on the corner. But how do you target that market? Is there a market to grow? Is there a way they could bring more men into it? What is your thought process?
So although women are more of the consumer base for candles, then absolutely men do have an appreciation for aromatherapy and scents too. You get in there in a gentleman's car and you can already smell. All right, okay, it's not just. Aromatherapy is not just one gender, but to attract the male consumer, For one, I would have to start doing some more research and finding out what the scents that the male gender appreciate. I will say that I do have male customers, and it's not only they're buying for their ladies or for their mother, they're buying for themselves.
Right.
And
You like to
some
smell
of
good.
some of them will, some of them will say, you
Your
know,
house,
do you
yeah,
have
right.
do you have
It's
something
comfort.
for a man? You know that your packaging is great, but I think it's a little too girly. Well, I do have another packaging that is gender neutral. I'm sorry I didn't bring it, but if you look on the website, you would find more of a gender neutral packaging that comes in a black tin without the logo of the lips. But to answer your question, Jeff,
Sure.
I would think that for me, I would have to do a little bit more study, maybe revise a little bit of the packaging and gear towards a masculine line. If that makes sense.
You know what I love about these candle holders is that after the candle burns, it also still it's still a beautiful mini vase for like flowers or like
Absolutely.
pretty stones. So it's like it's a gift that keeps on giving.
I wanted to do something that was recyclable as well. I
Yes.
wanted to use in glass you can reuse.
So I think this has been phenomenal. I mean, I've learned a lot, right? And obviously, for one thing, men will buy definitely if they have females in the house or people coming over. That's a good selling point that you want to impress whoever has come over,
Yeah.
hang out. So have some love notes.
Have some love notes.
I like that.
My-
Have some love notes.
Have some love
Dessert
notes.
flavors,
wait,
you getting all mine. That's a fact. Pumpkin, vanilla.
Right. I was about to ask. I mean, men, what type of scents you would buy if you were in your candle?
I'm like vanilla.
Vanilla,
like,
lavender.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much like that.
See, I'm old school. I remember my grandma when she went to hit the number. She played that money candle. We need a money candle. Harsh economic time.
That's like that's.
I don't think she is doing
A praying candle. Like
You ain't up on the money
No,
candle.
I could tell you what that scented. It's myrrh and frankincense combined together.
Oh, we three kings. Okay.
Yeah.
So
myrrh and
we gonna
frankincense.
do-
You know what? My mom likes that blend
yeah,
as well too.
because that's the money scent.
okay.
out of all your numbered candles,
Yes.
which one do you find to be the most successful as far as sales are concerned? Which number?
I would definitely say Love Note number 5.
Can
the
you do me a
citrusy
favor?
blend and
Can
the
you break
lavender.
down, can you break down what makes 5 so special? Why is number 5 special?
Because it's
In
Caribbean.
a, in a
No,
love
let her
note,
speak.
in a
Let her-
love
let her
note
do it.
style.
And,
Marketing to, you know what? The reason why Love Note number 5 is special, I think, is because it's a universal scent. It's citrus. It's strong. It's potent.
All right,
When you
hold
open
there,
it,
hold there. We're going to give you a little something for that. All right, D. Hook her up.
She's like, girl.
You're gonna make your own little promo here.
All right.
Can I talk?
Okay. Now for a second, I'm gonna get live. Not 1, 2, 3, or 4, but love note number 5. Understand that I spit this. What's the flavor that it is? Yeah, it's citrus. You know, you think of tangerine or melon or orange. Kick it off the door hinge, no felon. But listen, I come through with the controversial, not commercial. Yes, universal. In other words, it's loved by men and women. Best believe that whoever gets it is winning. A beautiful scent with a beautiful sense to go in, and we never relent. God agrees, so we gotta repent and show love from everything up above. Usually when I think of love notes, I think, do you like me? Yes or no with the check. But yes, I gotta stay fresh every time I come through with the rhyme. It's forever divine. And yeah, you doing your thing. Love notes 1, 2, 100. Whoever would want it.
Hey! So, on that note,
Yes.
I did a Kirk.
That was awesome.
did a Kirk.
Oh my God.
Good Kirk right
I'm a
there.
little slow. I've been
great.
here for a year, but
Thank you.
I got that. So, we're gonna kind of wrap it up, but I think this is just an awesome exposure. So
Yes.
learn a little bit more about. I think we buy these every day, but people don't. I appreciate that the psychology. There's a thought and there's some real energy and some feeling behind what you're doing, and I think that that's what we have to appreciate. You're not just buying a candle. You're buying. Obviously, there's some effort and energy put behind. At least that's what I got today from you guys.
Thank
So
you.
I agree.
how do we contact you? How do we help you grow your business? Where should people get in touch? How do for the listening audience so they can, indulge in some of these fragrances?
Jeff is ODing on it.
So I do have a website. You can I do have a website. It's www.lovenotesllc.com. I am currently in 2 boutiques in Brooklyn, one in Bay Ridge called Ogo New York, and the other one is called Awesome Brooklyn on Flatbush. But if you're in the tri-state area, you might want to stop by in Philadelphia and
Nice.
catch it at Sable Boutique. So there you have it.
Awesome,
Yeah.
fantastic. I think this was awesome, obviously. And the game plan, let's get her in about 50 more boutiques, right?
Thank you.
At the end of the day,
Exactly.
overwhelming.
Right.
Yes, definitely.
So Nya, we want you to hang around, whatnot, but really appreciate you. And
Thank you for
I
having
think
me.
we are going to have a little music interlude by Queen Dream. Come on, Queen, take it.